Hi, Nathan Thornberry here, and I have our facilities manager who also helps us host our parties, Tara Bathke, who has been around for a while because she was a home inspector in Montana. Yeah, and actually, she caught up with us at Inspection Super Conference, and when she moved on to her next career, she ended up joining us, and we couldn't be happier. This is called working hard right here. This is a charcuterie board from the brand new at City Center 317 Charcuterie, and I went in there, and this is not something unusual. This is what we do when you come to one of our parties, one of our events, and you go, wow, that was great. The food was perfect, and this matched that. And it's not an accident. It's all about preparation, and part of that is taste testing. So the next time you come up to the lair, up to Carmel, to one of our events, if we get a charcuterie board from 317 Charcuterie, it's going to include some of these items because this is everything they sell currently. So Tara's going to do some of this taste testing with me because it's all subjective, right? Like some of this stuff might be totally gross to me, but delicious to someone else. So we're going to go very quickly through all these items and maybe discuss them just a little bit and see if they belong on the menu for our valued guests, patrons, friends, family, clients, and lifelong partners. So let's start with this first one, I'll bring it towards the camera so you can see each time. But this is basically what we're dealing with here. This whole charcuterie plate. We'll start up in the top. This is a tulip tree nettle is what that is, and you could use a cracker, you can use a spoon, whichever way. It's a soft cheese, as it were, so kind of a spread for a cracker or something along those lines. And let's see what tulip tree nettle tastes like. Okay, how do you feel about it?
I like it.
What do you like about it?
It's mostly just creamy. It's really creamy with just a hint of the...
So it's like a goat cheese creamy to you. It's like cream cheese creamy to you. It's a dry creamy.
It almost makes me think cottage cheese.
Okay. And then it has that finish that's kind of that, almost an evergreen, like a pine tree finish. Mm-hmm. But
nettle.
But almost nettle. A mix of that and mint. It's a bright finish. Mm-hmm. I don't mind it. I'm not sure that I'd eat it all night.
No, I think you just want like a couple bites of this one.
Right.
It's pretty like potent.
It is, but it's unusual, and so people, when they come to your party and they see this, this cheese that looks all weird, they think you have something cool. And so that's the cool factor, the unique factor plays a role, but the taste is all right. Like, I don't think that that's one of those tastes. Like, if you're a cheese person and you love stinky ass cheeses, this isn't one of them. And like, we try not to do that to our guests. So moving on, that's a classic. That's just a mozzarella. Can't go wrong with mozzarella. But this mozzarella particularly seems very high quality. I will give them that. And this is an interesting store downstairs, this 317 Charcuterie. And I patronize all the businesses here at City Center. I'll have at least 2 or 3 meals a week at one of the restaurants here. And, they just opened up their shop where you can actually dine in charcuterie. It's an interesting concept. What I'm most impressed with the business owner there is 2 things. Number one, she's done an amazing job of publicizing. Great lesson. Look up 317 Charcuterie and find all of the stuff that she's done or gotten published rather, particularly in the current newspapers, which is kind of our local paper here. Done very well with that. The other thing she's done, and I had to go in and buy all this, and they'd never done a board like this one. Nobody's ever come in and said, you know what, sell me one of everything so I can taste it and come up with my own boards. And apparently I was the first one to do that. Their staff was pretty good at responding to that request, and they seem to have staffed up pretty good, which is tough thing in this market. So they're doing some things right. I have a feeling they have a lot of ordered, like kind of catering level business already before they open their storefront, which is an advantage. So let's go. Mozzarella's all right. I mean,
It's a good mozzarella.
I'm not too excited about it because it's just kind of normal, and we try to make things exceptional. So let's move on to this this third one, this darker cheese here. That's an English cheddar. I think that's a grab and eat English cheddar. It's a harder cheese. It's a medium hard. Not like a hard cheese, like a Parmesan. All right, that's pretty rich. I like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's just really sharp cheddar.
Good. All right, so far, I'm okay with the cheddar and this English cheddar, and the first one, the Nettle, right?
It's kind of smoky.
Yeah, a little smoked. All right, so let's go to this last one. This is they call it Nightshade. I do not know what kind of cheese it is. If there's actually a cheese called Nightshade, well, we're about to find out. Okay. So Nightshade is a Gouda, of course, and it's a Gouda. Good with that one. On to a meat.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just Gouda. It's basically a nightstand is a smoked Gouda with a cool name. I don't know that I tasted anything different than a regular smoked Gouda.
I really didn't.
On to the salami. Now, I found this interesting. I walked in and I'm kind of a charcuterie guy. Like I'm a charcuterie snob. I actually have a machine in my house to make my own charcuterie, where you take a slab of meat or a slab of cheese and you go through and you can adjust your slices and create charcuterie boards. So I'm like I'm your dude. They don't cut most of the meats there, so either they're being cut elsewhere or they're being bought from a very high-end supplier, because I couldn't tell it was like packaged or anything like that. It doesn't seem cheap. The salami's all right. I'll go with that. Let's go to this next one. That's this one was an interesting one. It had an interesting name. It's called Kenny's Cheddar.
Who's Kenny?
I don't know. Hopefully they didn't kill him.
It's not made from Kenny.
Okay. So Kenny's Cheddar is like an incredibly mild cheddar. I did not know I was eating cheese. In fact, I don't know that I knew I was eating anything. I'm not really into Kenny's cheddar. It's pretty boring.
The mildest cheddar I have ever had.
But you know what? You gotta have stuff like this at parties for people that aren't into stinky cheeses, are not going to love the nettle, the tulip tree nettle, because that's particular. But this one, I think everybody can enjoy. You gotta have at least one of those around. Let's move on to the that next one, that Dill Havarti. I think we're gonna run into some flavor here. Packed with dill, as expected. In fact, you can see it. It's all throughout it.
It's what I expected it to taste like.
Well,
It's
as
good,
expected.
though. It's good though. I mean, the dill's good.
Yeah. And now there's I think it's another dill base just from the looks of it, but they call it, but it's dark. It's more yellow. They call it Catswold, and I'd never had a Catswold before. But let's see if it has any dill. First, yeah, oh yeah, for sure it has dill, right? I like the Catswold better than the Dill Havarti. But I like deep flavors. Which of the two dill-based cheeses are you into?
The Catswold, man, that's really good.
It is. Best cheese so far.
It's a lot of flavor.
Yeah, like the Gouda's a Gouda. Mozzarella's, nothing. The tulip tree nettle, that's a crowd pleaser. That's going to be unique at your party. Nobody's ever had that. And this latest one, the Catswald, which sounds like like the wealthy parents of a Batman villain. Catswald Cobblepot.
That's my favorite one so far.
Yes. Okay, on to a peppered salami, which to me just looks like normal salami with pepper on it. Confirm. I had it before. The one thing I like about this one, and I'll show those at home, when you go to 317 Charcuterie, you do not get that that peppered salami from Bull's Butt or whatever it is. What's that popular Boar's Head?
Boar's Head.
Not Bull's Butt. That'd be silly. Nobody would buy that meat. But Boar's Head has too much pepper, if you ask me. You get their peppered salami, and it's like, okay, that's too much. Decent thing to have on there. You gotta have meats to balance the cheeses. So let's go on to this next thing. Okay, now we're getting into some adventurous cheese here. This is Kenny's. We're back to Kenny's. So he lives, and he made smoked blue cheese. So a smoked blue cheese. I don't know that I've ever had a smoked blue cheese, but I'm in. I'm just gonna grab this piece off the end here. That'll work. Well, you better love blue cheese if you're gonna eat that one. It's blue cheese so blue that it stings the nostrils.
I love blue cheese, so it's like,
All good with you?
yeah, it's a good blue cheese.
Yeah, I just think, this is a very particular blue cheese. You almost have to put it on a different part of the plate when people come over. Let's go to the next one, the Humboldt Fog.
Yeah, I have an eyeball on this one. It looks disgusting.
It does look a little disgusting. I'm going to give everybody a little look at home. When I say disgusting, I don't mean it actually looks disgusting.
No,
I'm sure there's a
looks
cheese
like
connoisseur that loves this, that thinks that, this took a lot of care to make. But, oh man, look at that. Just a nice, nasty, moldy piece of beautiful cheese. I'm too scared to try the outside. You're going straight for the outside, so you can tell us what that tastes like. I'm going straight to this inside here, where there's almost two layers to the inside. It's like a birthday cake. There's kind of this gelatinous layer, and then another still moist layer, but it has a little bit more of a chalky look. All right, where are you at on our?
I don't love the outside.
This was the Humboldt Fog.
The inside's really creamy.
The inside I can live with, but like I said, I was avoiding the outside because I kind of knew it was going to taste adventurous.
Well, I'll try it. I don't love it.
Okay, so have it there or not? Probably not. I'm probably going for, we kind of put these together in groups to help with the decision-making process. But between the Kenny's smoked blue cheese and the Humboldt Fog, I'm going blue cheese at a party for sure.
Me too. Definitely.
Next we have the Manchego, which is getting more popular. See, I like that flavor. It's nice, it's light, it's easy to eat, tastes good. I think you can put it, you can combine it with something else. You can combine it with the salami and on a cracker or whatnot, and it would taste
really
just fine.
good.
Yeah.
I think those would be really good on crackers.
Yep. Okay. So that one's in. So right now, as of now, we have the Tulip Tree Nettle. We have the the night. What was it? The nightshade. The English Cheddar. Not the dill, but the Catswald. Probably I'd go peppered salami since it wasn't so peppered. You could remove it if you wanted to. If I only had room for one salami in the order, I'm going to go with that. Then the blue cheese, Kenny's blue cheese, and the Manchego is in. Now on to an Italian classic, the prosciutto. You deal with your piece. I think this is an all right piece of prosciutto. Oh yeah, nice and fatty. Oh. I just wish we had like like a mustard or something to dip it in.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Yep, good enough.
Mm-hmm.
On to something way more adventurous, the blueberry goat cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little afraid of this one actually. It looks like octopus. For those of you into sushi, it looks like a nice slice of well done octopus
So it's goat cheese that's like
with some
cured
blueberries
in
on
some
it. I don't even
blueberry.
like blueberries. I think blueberry in like a pie is stupid. I think blueberry on the ground because nobody ate it. That's about right.
I love blueberries.
Okay.
But you gotta like pick them yourself, like, and then make the pie from scratch, and then it's like really good.
Little tiny blueberries. All right, they're all right. They're all right. We'll leave the honey.
I think
We'll skip the honey. What do you think? That was pretty
think
good.
it's really good for people that like the fruit in their yogurt and the fruit like
It's super sweet.
it's really sweet.
It's super sweet. It's like a dessert cheese. So next we have the this is a bourbon Bellavitano. See what it looks like. Yeah, that looks good for a.
Mm-hmm. That's definite snack.
Okay, nope, I'm out. You know why I'm out?
Uh-oh.
This is just a personal thing. Sometimes things hit you, and
There's like a weedy.
there's a first taste, there's a second taste, and then there's a third taste in that cheese, and the middle one tastes like new drywall smells. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
does.
like somebody's putting mud on that thing, and you walk in and you're like, wow, that mud smell. That smells pretty good.
Mm-hmm. That tastes like eating.
And you kind of want to eat it. That's what you're doing.
Get that cheese in.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into drywall mud, Bourbon Bellavitano.
It's funny.
Okay, on to we'll skip up here to this. They have some unique meats there at 317 Charcuterie, and I actually misrepresented just a little bit earlier to say that this is everything they have. This is everything they had in the store. There was apparently a larger menu. I'll be getting the rest of it soon. This is a smoking goose gin and juice, which means that the owner's into early to mid 90s gangster rap.
So, our age.
Yeah. Okay. That's one hell of a wrapper. I avoided the wrapper.
Yeah, I got.
That tastes like pop, doesn't it? A little bit.
There's a weird.
It's like a sausage with weed infusion, and I'm not up with the times, so it's possible that this has in fact been weed infused. I don't know. Is it legal here yet?
No.
No. Well, then it's not. But it does. This tastes a little bit like it. And my elevator, every once in a while, you get on that, it smells like weed on there.
All the time.
All of it. Well,
Not all the time.
it could actually be weed. You think? I thought it might be like a motor problem.
No, I think somebody's like.
Yeah. But it's good though. I like it. It's a unique meat.
It's got a lot of like the peppercorns in it, and I don't know if you like goose a lot or not. Like it's definitely goose.
Right.
But I would eat that.
I don't know that I like goose a lot. Like I don't know that I've had goose enough to decide whether I like it or not.
I think if you're a goose lover, you're gonna really like it.
I think if I were to survey people and say, "Are you a goose lover?" Like out of 100 people, how many are going to go, "Oh yeah"? Man, I have that every day for at least one snack.
Well,
No, nobody does. They're the things you can't, shoot on your lawn. Next down, we have a honey goat Gouda. So this one admits to being a Gouda, unlike the other one, and it doesn't even look like a Gouda.
yeah, it's got little holes in it.
Now, I want to know where you find a honey goat. No, I think they added honey to a goat Gouda.
That's
Just
really
a little
good.
bit of sweetness, not too much sweetness. It's not overloaded. I was expecting a mouthful of honey, which I'm okay with later, but not with this.
That
And,
is really good.
Yeah.
That's my second favorite now.
All right, so we're moving on to the a classic Brie. We'll see what their Brie is like. Yeah. Well, Brie's a soft cheese. It's I find Brie difficult to eat and inconvenient at parties, so it has to be a pretty spectacular little Brie for me to go. Oh yeah, I want that Brie so badly. In fact, I think there's only ever been one Brie that I was like, yeah, we should have that Brie. It's good, but like I said, it's hard to eat.
It's a nice Brie.
Nobody knows whether they should have a knife and spread it on something, or just eat it like you are. It's in between, and I think it confuses people at parties. On to the last of the cheeses. Then we have a dip and a classic honey. Well, good news about the honey is it means there must be bees around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're very important. And if you have the space and you want to start one of those beehives and be a beekeeper, it's good for the world. Everybody's into that now. They're into beekeeping and like
Save the bees.
big male beards that you have to like oil. I don't know when that became cool. When I was growing up, that's how we knew it was either the like the bad guy in a movie.
It was the beard.
Or somebody who was like kind of a drunk hobo. Like that was the look. Everybody's walking around with drunken ass hobo villain looks now, but they're like sensitive mountain men. It's weird. Like if you had put me in a DeLorean and come to this future and said, "Yeah, that's what's in style right now," I'd be like, I don't believe you. All right, back to this. It's a Merlot Bellavitano. I really like the Bourbon Bellavitano, so I think
Which
both
one
of
was
these
the
are.
bourbon?
The Bourbon Bellavitano was the one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. And this is pretty good. It's got a little bit of like overly salty, crunchy things, but it's still good.
This is a good one. I'd have this one on the board.
Caesar, not now, sir. All right. So there we go. That's them. Let's go on to the this Palmetto cheese. So it's not pimento cheese; it's Palmetto cheese.
Okay.
And if you're looking for, a wonderful movie this weekend, something to enjoy that will remind you of times past, watch the movie Palmetto. It's, I fell in love watching that movie with the actress. If you can name her, I'll give you $100 out of my pocket right now.
I can't.
Ooh, see? If you're at home, I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm going to let you play trivia with your wine, champagne, whatever you might be doing. Or maybe you're eating cheese or trying some charcuterie from 317 Charcuterie. But we have a Palmetto. And I believe that the Palmetto in that movie was named after a city in Florida. I think it was a Floridian city that they were using the name for. And yeah, you should watch it. It's appealing. Anyway, on to the Palmetto. I'm going cracker on this. You can eat it if straight. You know what? You're right. I should taste it without the cracker first.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah, but it looks like a pimento cheese, so I'm going to call it pimento, but they call it Palmetto. And it's a pimento cheese.
Yeah, it's just pimento.
It is. It's an alright pimento. The best way to sell something for, a little bit more, make people feel better about the purchase, is to rename it.
I bet that would go fast at a party.
Yep. Okay, last spoon and last item of the night. It's all the rage. Any charcuterie board you get now, it comes with either honey or honeycomb. Which do you prefer? Straight up honey like this, or the honeycomb?
Honey.
You like the straight up honey. See, I kind of like eating the honeycomb. I mean, unless you get the parts where it's like too gritty, like where you can't really take it down. But the parts that go down smooth, that's the best way. And you feel like you're eating something that's like, some sort of delectable thing, And I don't know, you feel trendy. By the way, speaking of trendy, can you name this utensil? Okay. Do not.
I'm not.
Do not
I'm
touch
just
the honey
shifting. I'm not touching the
without
honey.
this. What is this utensil? You got it? No?
No, I want to call it a honey spoon.
A honey spoon. No, not a honey spoon. This is the honey dipper. Okay. Now, do you think it has a purpose, or do you think it's just bullshit?
I'm sure it has a purpose.
What is the purpose?
Soak up as much honey as you can without it running off.
There you go. So by adding more surface space and dipping it into a high viscosity liquid that tends to hold on to whatever surface it's got, you can pick up more honey with honey dipper, which was invented with pine cones in ancient China, by the way. And in the last, probably 50 years, the word honey dipper has become almost a bad phrase. And then it came back as like a good thing because of Mike Rowe and like dirty jobs, and everybody, likes the working man, as they should, especially if they have a septic system and they need it pumped out. But they call people that pump out septic systems and linterns and all this stuff honey dippers. And they call the toilet in an RV, a boat, or a plane that does not have ports to empty it. They call that a honey pot.
That's called a honey pot.
Yep. And you are not allowed to pee or poo on the plane for that reason. Otherwise, you have to deal with it. And it's not easy to deal with. And people, they stumble and they fall with a honey pot toilet in the middle of like a plane, and it has that blue liquid stuff in it, and then that goes all over the carpets, and then you're there all day arranging for a dry cleaning of the carpets. It's not convenient. Not convenient at all. All right, on to, whoa, that is some serious honey. Check this out. Nice and thick. All right, let's see if it tastes as good as it looks. I'm gonna do that on my spoon, and then I'm gonna let you do the same on your spoon. Here, you dip. You get to dip your honey dipper. Oh, I put honey all over the handle of that for you. Well, that, my friends, is good honey. Come on, what do you think?
Really good honey.
All right. Well, we finally have broke the silence about this honey, and it's wonderful. Let's go through our one last time, based on current seasonal offerings from 317 Charcuterie. Our favorite charcuterie board, cheese board, and cheese and meat board, as it were, would be the Tulip Tree Nettle, the English Cheddar, the Nightshade, the Peppered Salami, the Kenny's Cheddar, and the Cotswold, along with Kenny's Smoked Blue Cheese, Humboldt Fog, maybe the Manchego, although I'm not sure we were totally sold on that. So that one's a maybe. The prosciutto's a maybe because it's good, but it's just, prosciutto. The blueberry goat cheese for sure. The Bourbon Bellavitano was, I think, the winner if I had to choose one. And your smoking goose gin and juice, along with your honey goat Gouda and Merlot Bellavitano. And whether or not you like honey, I guess that's up to you. By the way, this is exactly how you get 30 minutes of somebody's eyes and brain on the internet. Go see 317 Charcuterie at Carmel City Center. Tell them Nathan Thornberry sent you.